Hey folks, I'm Father Sampathik from CG Virus here. Today we're going to make a short tutorial about how to create lens flare presets. I will try to make it short. Alright, so first thing first is basically before making a lens flare preset, you will need a reference. So you can Google for it, and after some research, I have found this one pretty interesting, so we're going to make it. So clearly we can see that there are some things. First one is basically a star, a 4-point star. We will use it. There will be an anamorphic glow type of thing. Yep. And there is an anamorphic spot. Okay. And these are darts. We are not going to use it because we have dart texture, flexibility. So yeah. So all right. So what I'm going to do here is basically, let's always on top. So there we go. Okay, so now first of all I'm going to save it. So Ctrl Shift S, open your Natron and save it somewhere. Preset. Okay, so yeah, so let's get started. Although we have one in our lens flare preset, which is basically, if we go to lens flare, in light preset we have some flare anamorphic. I guess this one is kinda close with it, so we can start working with it immediately. Alright, so let's get started. So first is just go to node, convert to group, and then just go here. So you can see that we have sun, anamorphic, blah 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 blah, glow, and lots of things. So let's see everything at once. So press D to disable everything. So you can see it's a sun, and it's actually anamorphic scaled sun. Alright, fine. I'm just going to shift it here. Yeah, so that is good, not a problem. So let's go to the node graph and maximize it here. Okay, so this is the sun. So yeah, it's good. Let's go to the D, and I think this one is anamorphic ghost. Single. I don't need that. Okay, let's delete it. Now we have, there is also another single node. I don't need that. Let's delete it. Let's D. Yeah, we will need this one. This one is basically the anamorphic spot. Okay, anamorphic spot. Okay, so this is very close to that anamorphic spot, so we're going to use it. And this one is glow. I think we don't need that either. Yeah, let's delete it. We don't need that. Only two, which is great. Okay, so we already have a sun, which is an anamorphic sun, anamorphic scaled sun. So first thing is, we can remove animation on all parameters first. Now we can edit it with our test, and I'm going to edit it a little bit, and I'm coming back. Okay, so this is our sun. I have changed the taperness a little bit. We can use actually one, or yeah, something like that. I have used this taperness. I have scaled it up a little bit, actually down it a little bit, then threshold, some hardness, and I have used some ray count. You can use it anywhere. So yeah, 4, and red depth. Okay, the first thing is basically, though it looks green and you can see it is tinted green, what is recommended is basically, whenever you are using a sun type of thing, the glow thing, you should use the tinted color as white, pure white. Alright, because if we go here in global controller, global tint, we can actually tint it a little bit. Okay, it is recommended. It is not essential, but it is recommended, because tint, a color tint of green plus a color tint of green doesn't make any sense. Let me show you. So I think this is the sun tint. So now if I'm going to tint it, you can see the distortions everywhere. Okay, it is not recommended. You should use, whenever you are using a glow elements like anamorphic sun, normal sun, or glow, you should use white, so that we can tint it in global control. All right. Okay, so the core is ready. Now let's go to the anamorphic spot. Anamorphic spot, which is cool. I think this one is cool, not a problem. We can see that it has a very thin layer of anamorphic spot. We have a very thick layer, and also it is very bright. So this one is very bright. So we're going to make the brightness a little bit slow. Just use it with your test. We can position Y, so we can make it much more much more, something like this. Yeah, that will be good. Okay, and we can use intensity as well. So yeah, somewhat like this. We can colorize it as well. If I'm going to green tint, you can see actually we don't need lots of color information here. So yeah, it will be cool to have it like that. Okay, not a problem. So change your settings. I'm not going to change it here because it's a short tutorial. I don't want to bother you with these things. All right, first thing first is done. Second, third. Okay, now let's talk about this star. How do we create stars? So what we can do is basically duplicate any of these two nodes, press Alt C and link it. Okay, yeah, there we go. So this is our sun 2. Don't change the name right now. If you change the name, the expressions will be broken. So what you can do is basically label it something like a star. Okay, and later we will change the name. Anyway, so we need a star. So just go to the image shader, lens flare elements, and there is our brand new star. We have given it some cool properties, so use it. I'm going to radius somewhere, something like that. Poly count should be 4. Something like this. It's getting closer. So let's go to green tint and let's see. Yeah, something like that. I'm going to do saturation value of 50. Modest. There you go. So it's closer. Let's go to brightness. We can use some brightness here. A little bit of brightness, not too much too. Yeah, glow distance. Yep, these are all correct. And I'm coming back. Alright, so I have downbeat the radius a little bit to make it much more interesting. And what else? We can use some kind of green tint if you want to, but I don't recommend it. Yeah, and then we can go for some extreme tinted situation here. Yep. So now we're seeing some kind of clamping problem here. So let's see if we can solve it. Alright, so what we have used is basically a tappiness to 1, and we have scaled it a little bit. But I'm seeing that if we want to use some kind of glow element, press Alt C. We can use some glow elements as well, or actually a core sun. So let's go to core sun, or we can use a glow. Let's see what it does. That's interesting. Okay, we can use a decay and then somewhat glow. Yep, it can be done. It's kind of extreme. Okay, let's use a sun. Yep, we use that sun size, and let's don't get extreme tint. Yeah, so that the beauty of beauty of lens flare is not going to be extremely tint here, so yeah, I can use that here like that. The saturation value maybe 50, or maybe 80 saturation value would be great for this kind of effect, I think. So yeah, that can be done here as well. I don't think the sun is helping a lot. No. Okay, let's delete it, not a problem. Alright, so just adjust it as you want to, and we can use some star texture here, and also we can use some rotation ray skew. We have added it earlier, so yeah, something like that. It'll be very light actually, and I think the radius, yeah, the radius is too high. Okay, yeah, so something like that. All right, and what else? If you want to make it much more interesting, what you can do is basically just go for some random values, something like not random, kind of I'm just grayscaling it to make it much more visible. So just go for white here, go for some kind of gray here, so it will make some sense. And this one is basically the tint, so I'm not going to use that. So yeah, something like that can be done. Okay, and also you can use anamorphic brightness to make it much more visible, but I don't think that will be necessary. So yeah, something like that. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of green. Yeah, if you want to use that, you can see everything has become white. So yeah, anyway, so that's how you can adjust it. You have to play with it. All right, you have to play with it. So here we go. So now we're going to make our preset live. So let's see. Alright, so first of all, what we need to do is basically save it. Okay, now go to this option box. This is manage. Before everything else, just go to the flare anamorphic. First of all, very important, go to sun and set key on all parameters. Okay, don't forget it. Click this, set key on all parameters. Click this, set key on all parameters. Alright, so and the other things are fine. Okay, fine. So now let's go here. The set key is basically a locker for our preset. Alright, this will lock everything, and when you are going to set the key, make sure you are in 1 or in 0 or 1. Alright, then set all the keys, because Natron used to make the default parameters like 0 0 0 0. So yeah, it should be, because it's a compiler. It's not just puff like of magic. It's not magic, it's logical. All right, so yeah, so global scale, global rotation, evolution. So what we need to do now is basically we can make parameter like just change up 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 and then down down and down. So something like global scale 1, global rotation 0, and evolution 1. You have to change it for removing the animation. So go to the gear and remove animation on all parameters, and it will remove only the global parameters, but not you can see the global parameters has been unanimated, but all other parameters are animated. You have to do it like that. Okay, 1 1 2 3 4 5 7 8 etc etc. So now let's go and let's change it. So whatever you have to name it, like toxic enum, whatever you want to name it, like that, flare toxic enum. Go to this gear, manage user parameters. Though it is not here, sometimes the track linker may be exposed. So what you have to do is basically manage user parameters and track link XY. Use it, edit, and hide it. Okay, if it has been unhide, just hide it. Okay, then okay, that's it, done. Number 1 done. Number 2, there is a credit section where you can change your name and dev. So in dev, okay, here this is says anamorphic flare developed by. So what we can say here is basically something like toxic anamorphic flare whatever developed by, and in name, edit name, your name. All right, yeah, press OK, press close. Now you will get everything here in your credit. You will see your name and yeah, things. Okay, now what we're going to do is basically create a POI plug. So go to the node, let's go here somewhere, yeah. Now press node, export as POI plug. You can see everything is named here because we have not saved it yet. So press Ctrl S and Ctrl Shift R. Okay, now what you will see, everything has gone. Yeah, and before everything else, this is optional, but I want to do it because it's much more better. If you want to name it like, you know, which one it was, yeah, it's a star, so let's name it a star. It's not it's not needed. If you want to do it, you can do it. Now if we see, you can see the star has become expressionless. So what you have to do here is basically go here, press Ctrl S, Ctrl Shift R to reload it, and all of your parameters will be, yep, all of your parameters will be there. Okay, so these are some techniques you have to remember. And you can see the track link has become unexposed. So what we have to do is basically go to the manage user parameter, track link, as because we have reloaded, so yeah, hide it and it will be done. Yep, this thing is for our users. Alright, so now let's go to the node and export as POI plug. So what should be the naming and thing? Let's see. Alright, for naming, if you want to name your customized names, this is all up to you. All right, but how we are naming it is basically, you can see it from any kind of flare. Just let's use flare sun for a while, and if we go there, convert to group, export as POI plug, then you can see the unique ID, label, and where it should go. So I'm just going to copy these things in a text editor. Okay, label, because I have to maintain certain rules. It's not mandatory, but as I'm giving this to community, I have to maintain certain rules for unity. Flare icon PNG, and if you want to you know, contribute to community, you should maintain these as well. All right. Yep, now let's cancel it. We don't need that, thank you. Okay, now let's export as POI plug. So the unique ID should start with natron.community.plugins. Let me increase it. natron.community.plugins dot your flare preset. Okay, and I'm going to use flare first because in search we need to use flare as our first tab. Let me show you. If I'm going to tab flare, I can list all our flares, right? That's why. Okay, so let's copy this guy, Ctrl C, and now let's go export as POI plug. Unique ID, I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to name it flare. What was the name? Toxic anim. So toxic anim or something. Toxic anim. Label, what should be the label? Flare _ sun. So we can name it flare underscore toxic enum, something like that. Grouping, very important one, very important one. It should be if it's a light preset, then it should be a light preset. If it's a preset template, it should be in preset template. So we need community lens flare, community lens flare. Then if your name is Jim, you can press Jim, and you can you will see a list here for Jim. But if it's a light preset, we can use light preset, or let me see that first. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Flare light, something like flare light. I need a flare light. Yep, there we go. Devil eye. Yeah, light preset. Okay, so light preset. So let's copy this. Let's, yeah. There we go. So it should be light presets. I don't know why Natron copy pasting is somewhat problematic. Yeah, light presets. Okay, version 1. Now the label, we are using flare icon.png as a label, so Ctrl C, then label png, description whatever, blah blah, directory. Okay, what you can do is basically we're going to save it in our preset first of all, then we will change it later. So preset means, you know, our project directory. So Ctrl C, there we go, and directory, Ctrl V, preset, open, there we go. Okay, no, okay, Ctrl Shift K. Alright, so it has been done. So let's Ctrl S, save, and let's close it. Alright, so now the big deals, lots of deals. Yeah, so now we have our PY here. Okay, so what we can do, what we need to do is basically we need to do some stuff. Alright, so let's see how should we do it. The thing is, in our community PY plug, in our extracted folder, in our lens flare presets, you can see there is a text file that is called instruction for preset makers. Open it, and you will see that we have given you a string param set user point interdict true, and you can also see the example here. Okay, let me show you what I meant. Let's open these in a text editor. I'm using Sublime. This py plug, alright, .py. Open it in Sublime. Now search for Ctrl F, search for mouse xy, mouse xy. Okay, now you will see that here is a mouse xy and here is a mouse xy. You can see the set param properties, blah 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 blah, the last node dot mouse xy. You can see it here as well, the last node dot mouse xy in your instruction. So what you need to do is basically copy this guy, Ctrl C, and it should be above the last node. So I'm just going to enter, Ctrl V. Okay, so it's done. Ctrl S. What it exactly do is basically it creates a point that is the mouse pointer. You can see in our PY plug. Without this string, it will not show. Yeah, that's what it was. So let's Ctrl S, save. So the param set user pointer interdict true. It should be above the last node dot mouse xy. Okay, that's it. I have opened the issue in the main repo of Natron. Let's see if they can solve it. I don't know. Yeah, It's working fine for me, it doesn't matter, you know. Anyway, so now what we can do, you can actually pretty easily copy this guy, Control C, copy this guy in your preset. Yep. So let's make a new folder. Yeah, we're going to name it flare underscore toxic anum or whatever, and then just place it here. Okay, flare toxic.anum, that is all right. We have also given you some XMLs and flare icon. Yeah, here we have also JPEG. So what we can do is just copy one of our flare icon and then paste it here. So this is flare icon.jpg. So now what you can do is basically just copy this guy, and our extracted plugin which we have linked with Natron, you can just open it here. You can go to your lens flare preset and just paste this folder. That's it. That's what you have to do. Pretty easy if you can work with it. Alright, so this is the structure we are using, flare. Okay, flare is our first string, so that's it. Now if we open Natron, okay, as our POI plug is added in the Natron previously, we will see our lens flare as well in light preset, toxic anum. There we go. There we go. I was talking about this mouse XY. All right, this pointer. Without modifying that PY, you will not get this thing. Okay. Yeah. So that's how you can create your flare. I know it's a kind of elaborated, but elaborated thing, but that's how you can work with it. Yeah. So thanks for watching. I'm Father Sampathik from CG Virus, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.